Well, to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Most of the oceans have dried, leaving only vast expanses of poison and toxic waste that give birth to horrors best left undiscovered. Stained red skies are smeared by putrid clouds of pollution that can be tasted in the repugnant air, while a wasteland of sand and detritus bury a past that has been forgotten by generations, the cities mere skeletons of their former grandeur. Welcome to the world of Sister Mercy, where a schizophrenic nun is led by the voice of God while battling irradiated grotesques and dark occultists. Like Joan of Arc reimagined for a much different, more desperate time, Mercy is a sexy, fast-paced trip to the final days of humanity, a nightmarish future born of God's darkest dreams, where everything that moves may not be living, but everything that moves is deadly. If ever there was a time to have mercy, this is it.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com. And tonight we are re-having, what do you say, re-inviting? No, he's already here. Second time on the show. Let's put it like that. And he has moved from Kickstarter to Indiegogo this time, trying out the water. So all of my Indiegogo backers in the audience, make him feel welcome so that he comes back to Indiegogo, because you're going to want to see this book. You've seen some of the artwork in the trailer already. And yeah, if you can just imagine Joan of Arc being the hero of Mad Max, that's pretty much kind of what Sister Mercy is all about. You're going to get a kick out of this. So please welcome to the stream with me, Mr. Corey Hardiman. Corey, how are you doing today, sir?
Great. Thank you very much. How are you?
Oh, man, the day is over for me. So, you know, after this, I can just kick back, watch some Netflix, and I'm happy to end this day. It's been busy.
I'll be doing the same thing, but I'll be living up to a Canadian stereotype and watching a hockey game.
Well, sure. And you know, somebody asked me when hockey season was. I think it was my son. I said, "When is hockey season?" I'm like, "Today. It's every day. It never ends."
That's right.
Especially if your team is going to the cup.
That's right. Exactly.
It's like, yeah, as soon as the cup's over, go to training.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is what we're looking at tonight is the Sister Mercy Paradise Lost. This is the first 4 issues in a trade paperback form?
Yeah, it's the first 4 issues all collected together.
So let's I know the trailer, you know, elevator pitch told us everything I'm going to ask you, but you'll get to elaborate in greater detail. So Sister Mercy, we see a nun, we're automatically thinking Catholic nun. It's not quite that that kind of a thing though with her. Can you tell us more about where she comes from and what she's doing now?
She's Mercy in the first issue. You find pretty early on that Mercy lives in kind of a secluded part of the wastelands with her mother, and they've had a little bit of an idyllic life. And her mother gets abducted early on, and Mercy has to go and chase her down. It's her mother is also a nun. There's very strong Catholic influence, I guess, in their lifestyle, and which has a reason which comes out later on, which hasn't exactly been thoroughly explored yet.
Most
But
nuns don't become mothers.
yeah, it's there's definitely there's a beginning and an end in sight, right? And all answers will be answered by the end, but the first four issues definitely, if anything, raise a lot of questions. And her mother is abducted by a form of the Catholic Church that's maybe a bit more blatantly Luciferian than the modern one is, not quite hiding it as well. And it's definitely and it's an adult story. It's got religious overtones, but this is not a book that's out there trying to save anybody or anything like that. There's violence, gore, nudity, but it all advances the storyline. None of it is gratuitous just for the sake of being there. Every panel has a purpose. It's not just like a random shower scene every issue just as an excuse to get the nudity in there or anything like that. Story and characterization come first.
But it's still pretty to look at.
It is very much so, yeah.
Yeah, line art wants to see some of the line art, or is that none of our business? Very funny line art. Let's show you some of that line art.
4-page preview there.
I'll just kind of scroll down here real quick because the covers, the covers sell it, but the interior artwork is really what you're going to see the most of. So, but you have all these different variant covers.
Artist is Ricardo Silva with colors by Fred Marino for all 4 issues. So it has we actually went back and had issue 1 recolored so that there was the same colors for all 4 issues. So the entire book had the same feel and it wasn't any drastic change from one issue to the next.
Now Mauro Zapata's work is kind of a cartoonish look to it.
Yeah, a different bit of a look just for that cover. It's certainly not indicative of what the interiors look like, but it's certainly a different interpretation of it. And I enjoyed that cover a lot.
It kind of reminds me of Jack Cole's work. Now I know Jack Cole did Plastic Man, but he also did cartoons for Playboy, which were more along this line of his style.
Now that you say that is totally the face from the Playboy cartoons. Absolutely. Very similar. You're right. I never thought of it before.
I barely remember them because I was too busy reading the articles, Corey. But I do kind of remember there were images around.
Those great interviews, right?
Oh yeah, they were fantastic. The Q&As, I loved them. Chris Graves does this cover here. She's stabbing a zombie through the head, and there are zombies in this world, right?
There are, yeah. It's one of the many threats that are in this world.
Yeah. Yes, Lionheart, this is a collection of the previous 4 issues. Is this your first time on Indiegogo, Corey? It
is. I've run 5 successful Kickstarter campaigns, and the last 3 in particular, well, 4 really, were way beyond expectations. Like, could not be happier. So now it's trying Indiegogo for the first time and seeing how it goes there. And here's the interior art, the first 4 pages.
And our Indiegogo friends are not rolling out the welcome mat for you. They're not running after you with torches and pitchforks either. They're just like they're not answering the doorbell. They don't know you're there. I'm
having a hard time.
Please share the video.
The people that have read it seem to really, really enjoy it a lot. I've gotten many, many really great reviews, and I think it's just a matter of actually making people aware of it.
So this is the interior artwork you were talking about here, line art, what you wanted to see. I'll even give it a bit of a bigger image here. In fact, let's see if I can't go too big with this or the screen readjusts and thinks it's on a phone.
And it seems like Ricardo's art gets better with every issue. Like it's the issue 5 is going to be launching not long after this one is done. It's pretty much complete, and it's just beautiful. It is so beautiful.
Yeah, and I've got the hanging on my wall. I haven't got it framed yet because, damn it, Corey, you printed it in a size that it just doesn't come frameable easily. I've got to get a special matting done. But the one where she's standing in front of the flames, basically the cover that was on our thumbnail. That
right. Okay. That was the Marco de Archangelis variant cover from issue 4. Yeah, I'm actually talking with him. He's going to help do a 3D model because I'm looking into making some Sister Mercy toys and figurine statuettes here within the next
Do you
year.
have a person to work with yet doing the 3D?
Still, Marco, the guy who did that cover, he specializes in digital art. So we're going to go that
but I meant
way.
the printing.
The printing. No, I've had somebody actually send me a link here. I haven't thoroughly explored it yet, but I've got a few links, a few different ones to check out. But if you have other links, then I'm definitely
I know a guy.
open to.
I know a guy personally who actually does these for comic book crowdfunders to help them out.
Really?
He works cheap and he works good. I mean, he does it professionally for years, and he's been a toy designer for major companies. Has worked with major animation studios to do set designs. So if you knew the toys, if I told you the toys that he'd worked on, you would know the toys. So
right. Oh, I'm definitely interested in getting some more information on that after the show for sure.
You'll hang around when we close it out. I'll still be here when we say goodbye to everybody.
Right on.
So you can do the add-on of the back issues with this as well. You got all copies of all of them so far?
Yep, that's right. There's you can add on the floppy standard or nude variant of any of the first 4 issues. Aside from I think there's like 5 issues usually with every campaign, but most of them are just limited to the campaign. But these are the standard. These are the covers that I try to make readily available for anybody that wants read it to get a hold of it after the campaign.
Sure. So somebody could really fill out their collection here and get the trade paperback and 8 comic books if they just wanted to max it all out.
They could, yeah.
Now, I'm looking. I was just looking to see if the cover artist was the same on all of them, but
oh no, so Ricardo has done some. There's so that issue 1 there. That's Jason Hare and Gwenaëlle Dalago. And for the standard edition, and the nude variant one is Ricardo Silva with Lunyo Alves.
Okay.
And the second one there, that's Ricardo Silva with Ivan Dominguez for the standard one, and also Ricardo with colors by Fred Marino for the nude variant edition, which is also going. I just made the poker chip for our issue 5 Kickstarter, which is going to be that second issue nude variant cover I'm using for the poker chip.
Cool. Poker chips are a unique thing. Most everybody does stickers or trading cards. I've seen a few people do poker chips. One guy did a guitar pick.
I got one of those. Yeah, I got a Scorpiona guitar pick.
Yeah, that was the one. And Dojo Kun did a challenge coin, which was really nice because his characters, the Siamese. I almost said Gemini, wrong twins. The Siamese characters debossed, so they're coming out of the coin, and it's heavy. It's
oh wow,
it's not plastic. It's metallic, and it's got some heft to it. So it was
right on. It's always nice getting those special things, those little extras in Kickstarter campaigns.
It is, especially if they're
trying to make it fun.
Yeah, and especially if they're unique like that.
I always like to throw at least 1 or 2 little extra things in, whether it be a sticker or a card, something, just to make sure that there was a little something unexpected. It should be opening a Christmas present every time you open a comic book, right?
Exactly,
the
little surprises.
For maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I always like the die cut stickers where it like traces the outline of the person and it's a full body of the person, not like it obviously cut off their knees because that's how they were in the panel.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like them better than just like a square sticker.
That's one of the I've done those for the last 3 campaigns actually. The die cuts.
How did I miss that then? Oh, because I got the 4th campaign. Because I would surely have ordered the sticker.
Now that I know that, though, I have backup stickers, so I'm going to hook you up when I send your pack.
I'm running out. Seriously, the back of my laptop is covered in stickers. The back of my larger monitor is covered in stickers. And I started putting them on the table here because I'll put the camera not face down, but angled down at the table when I do Lego streams. It's like a big canvas now of advertising for all these different comic books because of the stickers. I've moved away from stickers for a little bit here to go to patches because I got this jean jacket and I ended up with a fuck. I got to look at the back. I got old, Corey, and I can't remember shit anymore. So yeah, I got the Monster MD patch and the Tail End Comics patch. So I said, well, I need a jean jacket to start putting things on.
That's a great idea.
and the livid patch here. And since I'm like, well, since I'm doing that, the very front of it ought to be, you know, Critical Blast.
Absolutely.
So I got the logo on that. So I've started. I've got a whole new canvas to fill up, just not with stickers, but it's going to be patches.
If
And there's a biker shop down the road that does it, so I take it to them.
That Critical Blast patch looked pretty cool.
I'll hook you up with one. I got like a Ritz cracker sleeve of them.
I'd be interested to know and who did it for you too, if they're opening to for something else, because that's a great idea. Patches, I would love to do that.
Oh yeah. I'll hook you up with who I got. That's thestudio.com just did it. They got different varieties of doing them. I would tell you that the way I did it, I would not do. They had, I don't know. I guess it was. I'm going to put the big screen up here. Just if I can find where my mouse went. Here we go. Okay, so they had to recolor some of it because of what I chose, which was like an embroidered thing. But they had a higher end one where it was much more like this Monster MD one, where it's smooth right here.
Right.
So they could get a higher thread count in there, and they wouldn't have to change the colors, and it would have come out crisper and clearer. If I had it to do all over again, I would have done it with that version and made them a little bit bigger. Because it's gone through the washer once. Now I'm like, does it look a little puffy? I like my patches to be puffy.
Right on.
So you talked about, you know, there's an end in sight for Sister Mercy. Now that the first collection's out, is this is it like a second collection that it's over with, or is it like, you know, Harry Potter where it's just going to keep going?
The first 4 issues are is exactly, actually it's the first half of the first arc. First arc will tell the first complete story. Not whether or not there's more to be told after that remains to be seen. I have a if I'm fortunate enough to get there, I have a fantastic idea for a sequel that's very, very different. It's not it's like if this was Mad Max and the sequel to Mad Max is the Road Warrior, this, you know, you couldn't go more in a different direction with a sequel, right? So I hope to get to the point to tell that. But even if I don't, I'll be happy just to complete the first entire story and get that ending out there. I'm very, very happy with the ending and tying up all the loose threads that I unravel in the first 4 issues.
Now, this is a nice collection you've added as an add-on as well, because for everybody who like saw the previous campaigns, like, oh, so many pinups and they all look so gorgeous, and I can only pick, you know, 1 or 2, to have them collected in an art book like this.
And I've commissioned some fantastic artists to do variant covers, and, you know, sold a couple of hundred, and I just thought, you know, not everybody's obviously going to get all 5 different variant covers of every issue, but I really want them to be able to enjoy the art and just to get it out there. So this is an opportunity for everybody to get to see everything that's there. I
see Steph Wilson's name on here, and I don't even need to see the cover. I know what it looks like just because I know his style. Now, I saw this earlier, and this is just a cover, but was there a story?
No, that was just a crossover pinup that me and Max had talked about. I commissioned my artist to do one. He commissioned his artist to do one, and we both just threw them out there with our campaigns and sold them as posters. I think it was our issue 2 or issue 3 campaigns. That would be a great story, though. I don't know how you got. About 2 years ago or a year ago, we definitely we entertained the idea a little bit. So Lord knows what comes down the road. That's for sure. And you know, it's the trope. They're both good guys, so they're going to fight when they meet each other because they think the other's a bad guy. Until the common enemy comes that they have to team up against. Oh. We never stop and say, "What side are you on? Let me figure you out." No, yeah, this is the one I've got on the wall. This was just sexy as hell, and I love the embers behind her and everything. Of course, you know, the body shape, the art. No, she's not unzipping. She's actually holding a chain. She's holding a pendant that's on her neck there. So she's not, you know, trying to seduce you. It's just the way she's standing. But yeah, that's just I definitely love that one myself. It's also, you know, I made her standing in the corner of our little video over here like that. So yeah, and that's just an example of what how the pages are set up in that Art of Sister Mercy book. Very nice. You got stretch goals, which we have not even come close to hitting, guys.
So
But no,
need,
and we won't
need
have to. And like I've said on the last couple of podcasts, the people that have backed us so far, the Kickstarter did so well that anybody that backs Indiegogo, I'm just going to throw together a Kickstarter bundle of stretch goals
oh,
and send them out to everyone. And there's, I think they're not all shown there, and there's some different ones there, but there's 6 or 7 different stretch goals, including a poker chip and pinups and stickers and a whole
I'm in.
bunch of stuff. But I'm going to max out every package.
I'm in. Everybody look at this. You're going to get a coaster with this, the Sister Mercy drink coaster, which you will never use because you will not want to get water rings on it.
That's right.
The Sister Mercy die cut sticker. Remember I just said something about die cut? The fridge magnet. I have a fridge. I know that sounds stupid, but for a long time I went without one, and now I have one, and I've got my first. I've got a Sister Mercy fridge magnet on it. That's what's on it. The last one.
That's awesome. I've got so many fridge magnets from campaigns that I've backed. It's like I'm sticker bombing my fridge, and they're all like half naked women. So my girlfriend hates it with a passion.
Now you go to the fridge and get your own beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Says okay, I'll be glad to go. And a Sister Mercy poker chip,
Yeah.
which is unlocked, and you're going to throw more into it. So,
They're clay too. These are really solid poker chips. I love them.
oh, let me give you the big screen here so you can show that off a little better.
Hang on, other hand, there we go.
Got-
The front.
Oh, your overhead light is what's causing your camera to blur out. That's what it is. Yeah.
Everything is backwards.
There you go.
But anyways, yeah, there, and it's a cover art. It's upside down. Mike Chrome and Sanju Navagoon's issue 3 variant cover is the artwork
Oh, I
I
love
used for
Mike
that.
Chrome stuff. I loved when he was on.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was on Teen Titans at one point, a long time ago.
Oh, is that? I didn't know that.
Unless I'm thinking of somebody else, but I thought it was him.
Oh no, you could very well be right.
I'm going to reload it just in case. I want to see. Did somebody jump in here and make this thing bump up? Please. No, not yet, but they will. Because I can't believe with the art and the story, it's got to be a matter of eyeballs. Have you been hitting the shows, man? I mean, how many places you been?
I've just been starting to. I gave up. I had it up for the first 30 days, and I was going to just take it down and give up on it completely. But I was talking to Pops Van Zant. He recommended a few changes and a few shows, and so excuse me. So I extended it for another 30 days, and now I'm doing doing as he recommended, going on and getting on the shows and stuff like that. Because, like I said before, due to past success, it tells me that people want it, right? So it's not that it's not getting traction on Indiegogo because it's not good, because I've heard so much feedback from so many people that have enjoyed it. So that tells me it's just a matter of not getting the eyeballs on it.
Lionheart, appreciate the share, and it's still 24 days to get it. So whenever your pay cycle links up, if you're going to get it then, that'd be perfect. So have you been on Shay's channel?
Which one's that?
Shay the Red?
No, never heard of that one.
Okay, I'll hook you up after the show. We got to get you on. I'm the guy people come to find out where people really sell stuff. Because God knows it's not
the right place.
I've been told.
I've got one tomorrow night, a podcast tomorrow night as well on. I forget the name of it. I got it written down in there. Yeah, it was another one I met. Somebody I met on Pops's podcast last night.
Okay, well, we got 24 days. We got to try to get you on Shay and on Michael Bancroft if we can introduce you to those guys. So
awesome.
Frog G is here. Of course, he already backed it on Kickstarter because he saw it there. So thank you, Frog G. Appreciate it. Money's money.
Thank you very much.
No matter which campaign it comes in through. Is Sister Mercy your only focus right now? I mean, are you doing thinking about other books at some point?
It's actually funny you say that. I've been trying so hard to get a spin-off series off the ground. There's two secondary characters that get introduced in issue 5, and I want to do a spin-off series with them. And so far, I've gone through 2 artists, and I've had the first 7 pages drawn twice, and I'm about to restart for the 3rd time. So, it seems to be a cursed project, and I'm wondering if it's because the subject matter is so it's something to go. I'll go to hell for it, no doubt about that. So I don't know, but I'm still trying. I want to get it off the ground because I really, really love the story.
We'll see if it's hell worthy or not. I mean, Hart Fisher is coming back into comics, so you'll have competition on the way there. And he's been on the program 2 or 3 times now with Bill the Bull. So love Hart. He's going to actually be in our new book because we're a publisher as well. Where is it at? It's never within reach and it's always out of sight. There it is. About a year and a half ago, we did an anthology called The Devil You Know, which was science fiction, comedy, folktale, all short stories, people's meeting with the devil and the interactions that came out of that. So 20 tales, had so much fun with it. We're doing it again, and that's why we're going to have The Devil You Know Better. We're reading through March, and Hart's going to be in that book, as is Mike Barron is going to be in that book. And we're going to do a little Indiegogo version of the book. The regular book's coming out regardless, but we're going to do an Indiegogo with it's going to come with some bookmarks, and it's going to come with signature plates that Mike and Hart will both sign. I'm going to get them out to them and have them sign them and send them back. And you'll have a commemorative edition of it. Jim Riley, welcome to the chat, sir. Be sure to check out the Indiegogo that we're talking about here. It is, I've got new buttons on my StreamYard. What's this do? Oh, look at that. We're down now. We're really cooking. Full page, and we're still here.
Oh, wow.
The link to this Indiegogo is below, right below the video, and it's also pinned to the top of the chat. So 2 places you can look for it. Mike Walters also in the chat, getting his show started up here. Yes, as soon as we're done here at top of the hour, everybody head on over to the Mike stand and join in with Mike as he goes through. Let's see, this is Tuesday, so he'll be doing niche news, and headlining that will be the breaking story, the heartbreaking story of George Perez's announcement today that
That's
he
so
is.
sad.
I Oh, that's not where I left it. Talk amongst yourselves. This was
Oh,
something I
wow.
had in college, and it was important enough to me that I got it back. This
Wow.
George Perez print that he did of the Teen Titans in 1983.
That's beautiful.
I had somewhere in a box in a basement, and now not in a box in a basement. But I still swear to God, it's got to be in a photo album somewhere. I had the entire set of the DC postcards that he did, all the artwork for, and it was like there was at least 10 to 12 of them, and each one was a different Justice League member.
Oh, right on.
So it was, again, gorgeous George Perez stuff with detailed backgrounds. It wasn't them standing on a blank background or something. It was just a huge scene. But yeah, really feeling for George Perez. Apparently, he's been told 6 months is his tops. And I hope he goes on for another 6 to 10 years, but not in pain. So
yeah, exactly. That's for sure. That's for sure.
So back to Sister Mercy. Horrible segue to come out of and come into this. I'd have been better off just wrapping up and ending the show on. Vickyverse, welcome. Everybody's popping in at the end point here. So can you tell us a little bit about what kind of apocalypse we're looking at here? Because there's, we see different dystopic futures. It's always, if it's not zombies, it's nuclear apocalypse, or it's viral plague, or it's an asteroid. What put the world where it is in your works? In your works?
Haven't revealed that yet. That's one of the things that's going to be set up further on down the road. It is important to the story why the world is the way it is. So, but we haven't actually revealed that yet. There there's a lot of threats. It's like I said, if you've seen Postmax, it's that type of world. Very, very minimal vegetation. Water is a scarcity. And gasoline and water are probably the two most important things in the world next to food. And she's trying to survive amongst that.
Yeah, especially since you still have motor vehicles that people are using, and
Yes.
in a post-apocalyptic world, water kind of makes itself again, but gasoline doesn't just fall from the sky in buckets. You've got to know how to
And the
make it.
threats in this world, along with zombies, there's a lot of I call them wretched grotesques, like just irradiated mutant type of things. So you sort of want to be careful of the water you drink too. There's sort of a radioactive element also to this apocalypse.
Oh boy, so it's multiple apocalypses.
Yeah,
Apocalypses.
it's layered for sure. And I look forward to a few issues down the road revealing that aspect of the story as well. Like I said, the first 4 issues really ask a lot, make the reader ask a lot of questions, and it's just finishing issue 5 up now is where now it's the fun part where we're starting to answer them, right, and do the reveals and the twists, and this is where the writing gets to be really fun now.
Yeah. So this is the first 4 issues on this campaign, folks. That's collected into a trade paperback, which would be the first half of this story arc. That's what we're looking at
pages.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's 120 pages?
Yep.
Yeah. Big book. So the tiers we've got here, you get the Art of Sister Mercy PDF for $5 Canadian, only $4 in real money. And this is all the variant covers and prints that were done, or at least, a good portion of them. I won't say all, because I don't know if you went all or not. And if you are still, one of our digital people, Robert, George, looking at you there, you can get the PDF for the entire graphic novel for $12. I know that you guys have to absolutely have digital. Understand that. And if you are the kind where you want the nude variant cover on your PDF, you can get that one as well. It's interesting. We had we had somebody who was doing PDFs for their books, and I got back a hold of him because people were coming to me and saying, "Hey, I got the guy's PDF, no cover." And the guy was like, "Well, I thought PDF, you just want to read the book. What's the cover worth for?" But I think the cover is important for a PDF comic.
Absolutely. I think some people do them up as visual libraries on their desktops and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah, because your icon will show the very first page of your PDF if you have it set up to do so. So it would definitely look that way. And yes, folks, there is a nude variant cover because there is not variant nudity in the book. So whether your cover is nude or not, your interior pages will be in several places. And
That's right.
It won't be, cherry Pop-Tart nudity. It's going to be, it's part of the world that she's in. So it's part of the story. I think, I'm not going to say what it was in issue 4 because that'll give away the story.
It was funny when I first started. People I had no intention of putting nudity in it at all. And the very first campaign on Kickstarter was failing halfway through, and I was looking at the ones that were succeeding, and they all had nude variant covers. So I contacted Ricardo and said, "Well, let's try a nude variant cover." So we dropped that, and it was funded almost instantly as soon as I added that. And
Kickstarter's full of pervs.
yeah, and people started asking questions. Well, is there nude content? And I thought, there is now. So I rewrote it and I added nude content. And like I said earlier, though, it was very important to me to make sure that it was story driven and not just there for the sake of being there.
Yeah. And because of the way the world is, I mean, it's the future, but it's technological and medieval at the same time. So it all works.
And that gets, and again, there's an explanation as to why everything that may seem a little bit confusing right now is that way intentionally. And there's definitely going to be an explanation as to why the mashup of certain things.
And if you want to get these PDFs in physical form, you can get the Art of Sister Mercy for $16 US, 20 Canadian. The Paradise Lost with the regular cover, we'll call it, for $32 USD. And oh wait, we have more than one. We have more than just two covers for the physicals.
That's right. Yeah.
So you have cover A, which is, I'm going to go to the left side here, but they can see the prices. Yeah. Oh, good. The whole page scrolls. Good, good, good. Sometimes only the left side scrolls, and I'm like, I'm not keeping up. This is the Silva cover, where she's shoving that spear of hers right out the mouth of this demonic-looking zombie-like wanderer. She's a fighter.
That's right.
She is a stone cold killer. So $32 for 120 pages. You can also get this cover. I like this. She's just kind of sitting there looking out over the wasteland.
I
that
actually
spear
didn't
is important.
expect to have that cover. It was all done. The Kickstarter was running for 2 weeks, and then Ricardo dropped that on me out of the blue, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I love this. We gotta get this out there on a book right now."
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about the spear while we're looking at it here, because I have a feeling it's more than just something she carries around to stab people with.
That is the spear of destiny. That's the spear. Mercy believes that is the spear of destiny that has pierced the side of Christ.
The spear of Longinus,
which is the elusive spear that Hitler was looking for throughout history, and supposedly whoever holds the spear of destiny is undefeatable in battle, and all of this kind of stuff. And again, this is one of the many things that plays into her schizophrenia and her perception of things.
Yeah, Niobe, you're absolutely correct. Thank you, Larry. Sister Mercy has great art. I can attest to that. I backed issue number 4 last time around. 100% killed it on Kickstarter. It should be killing it on Indiegogo. It just isn't getting in front of people's eyeballs. So, share, show, let people know that it's there, so that so the Corey comes back to Indiegogo for the next book. Doesn't just say, well, screw that. That didn't help. I
will say I really like the people I've met on the Indiegogo side, though. Some really, really great people.
They love comics. They definitely love their comics, and they would love this. Cover C, this is the nude variant cover. Like we said, this has kind of got the Playboy cartoon face style to it. From Mauro Zapata. I hope I'm saying that right.
Zapata, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If you're wrong, then we're both wrong.
Yeah,
that's how I pronounce it too.
And they're ripping. She's going to get a new habit somewhere, because they always do after they get ripped. She got a closet of them. But she's very happy to be stabbing him in the back of the head, right out the front of them. Second time I've seen the spear come out the front of the guy's mouth. I wonder if he saw the first cover and said, "Go with something like that."
Yeah, I actually had an artist just send me a commission out of the blue, and it was he really wanted to draw a Sister Mercy pinup, and hoping that I would use it as a cover. And he is a fantastic artist, no doubt about it. But he sent me another picture of a zombie spike on a head, or zombie head on a spear. And I said, I think I've done that one to death. Yeah. We got to go in a different direction.
We've got to change themes. But you can get the nude variant for $36, 45 Canadian. And then there's a fourth cover D.
That's the Indiegogo exclusive.
Oh, this is the one you can only get here, folks. And judging by the backing so far, there won't be that many printed. So
the print run is I've already done the prints. They're actually going to be here tomorrow. I sent it off here not that long after this campaign had launched, not expecting a high turnout for it anyways. But with the knowledge, the people that I print from are very close. So if I needed more, I could have definitely add to it. But it's fulfillment will be happening as soon as the campaign finishes. There's no wait. There's absolutely, pretty much zero chance, barring a natural disaster, and anything stop fulfillment. I have all the stretch goals already, and according to my tracking, the 8th tomorrow morning is when the packages with the books should be here.
I love the day when the books arrive. I zen out when I get a case of books from somebody for fulfillment. And I'm like, I'm just going to be folding Gemini mailers all day long and putting packages together.
Yeah,
that's my happy place. I don't know why. I just don't have to think about nothing. I just do. You get this fourth cover for the $36, 45 Canadian, and then bundles. What is this? This is the art of
Yeah, the bundle
Oh
from
my
heaven is the first 4 issue floppies, all with the standard edition covers, along with the Art of Sister Mercy pinup book.
And you get the art prints for 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A, which would be the, I guess, the non-nude versions of them.
And that comes with every book that you order, whether it's a back issue, a graphic novel, or anything. Every single book I send out comes with a original version art print as well.
Oh, sweet. This is the
Now the bundle from heaven. It's pretty much the same thing. It's the variant, the nude variant covers instead of the standard edition, and that also comes with the Art of Sister Mercy pinup book.
Okay, so Christmas is coming. Get naughty and nice versions of this.
That's right.
And you have a lot of original artwork in here that people haven't jumped on, which is insane. This one where she's sitting on the roof. My God, that's still available.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned now the nude variant one. I have the original artwork up there for that as well. All of the original artwork went on Kickstarter. It was, but somebody had bid on the nude variant original artwork on day one and sat on it for over 20 days and then decided they didn't want it. So
Well,
that's why it's
sucks.
still available for the Indiegogo.
And that would be this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, $198, people. And you can own the original art for that. And you actually get the book along with it. Don't you? Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you
The
get
book,
that cover?
the virgin art print, the stretch goals, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, perfect. Beautiful. $198 for original art cover, either one of these. Whether you have to have the nude variant or you like the one where she's sitting on the roof. I love that one where she's sitting on the roof. That is just freaking awesome. You can get the cover D one original artwork available, $198. I don't see original art ever selling for under $200, Corey. Now I say that they're underpriced, but they haven't sold. So
yeah, no, it's again first time in Kickstarter, so I guess, or in Kickstarter rather, Indiegogo. So just testing the waters and trying to keep the prices as low as possible. I do ship from Canada, so the shipping is a little bit higher there. So I try to keep the prices low on the items to kind of make up for it.
We'll talk after the show about that. Yeah, this is wow. No, these should have been snapped up day one, and that just convinces me
on
that
Kickstarter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were snapped up by people who didn't pay for it.
Yeah, all on day one on Kickstarter.
Yeah, and that just convinces me that people haven't seen it on Indiegogo yet. We got to direct people to it. So yeah, the more you share, folks, the better. Get people in to see this.
The first 24 hours on Kickstarter, this hit $7,000 Canadian, which is, I guess, probably about a little over 5,000 in American. In the first 24
I keep
hours,
hearing.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I keep hearing that the audience division between Kickstarter and Indiegogo, aside from all the political bull crap that's out there, is that the bad girl stuff really sells on Kickstarter and the 90s superhero stuff really sells on Indiegogo. But there's this middle ground that was 90s bad girl stuff, like, Witchblade, and things like that. And this falls into that kind of category. So, if you loved the 90s superheroes, you probably loved Witchblade and Fathom, and you would love Sister Mercy. So don't hold back. I wish that Indiegogo would start taking PayPal, because I use my PayPal card, my debit card on Indiegogo, and for the past 6 months, their Stripe won't take it. There's nothing wrong with it. I use it all over the place, but it's like they kick it back and say, nope, the zip codes didn't match. I'm like, yes, they do. I've checked my Indiegogo account and my PayPal account have the same zip code. So don't tell me they don't match.
Digital frustrations, eh?
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I've got to take the money out of my PayPal and move it to my bank account. And then I got to wait, 3 days. So if I don't do it, if I'm waiting till the last day, I'm really screwed. Kickstarter takes it no problem, by the way. But if they would just take PayPal directly, that would ease up a lot of things, because then I'd be using my PayPal line of credit and I'd be in a world of hurt. I'd be like, I'm gonna have to, Well, I can't sell plasma because I'm already doing that. You know, look at what they did to my arm.
Ouch! Oh boy!
Yeah. She
Ooh.
eighth time I was there and new girl, and she just did not know how to work that needle.
Oh.
Yes, Heroinberg, and she was yeah. We've got to get you hooked up with Billy Tucci.
Yeah, I've watched him on a few podcasts talking about She.
We got to get you on his channel. He would love this.
Okay.
Again,
I
we're
think
gonna have a
he
long
knows
talk
my
after the
artist,
video.
because I'm pretty sure my artist has drawn She before. I don't know if it was a commission or a variant cover or something, but I think I've seen him working on She when we were first starting on Sister Mercy.
Yeah, we got to get you on Pop XP. Billy would just love this stuff. And you know, then you can talk to him about getting, you know, variant cover.
Right on.
see what he would charge for it. I could never imagine what, you know, what these artists would charge for variant covers. You know, I know we talked about Jim Ballant before the show, and you know, saying, hey, write to him and see if you can get him to do a Sister Mercy, because that's right up his alley too.
Yeah, I knew it was a long shot, but well, my dream is I would love to have something by James O'Barr. Just a huge fan of The Crow, and
Yeah.
I've reached out to him with no success. Not surprisingly, I'm just a small guy, right? But I thought, you know, the worst that could happen is they don't answer, and that was pretty much the scenario. But it's like, man, that would be my dream. The Crow is my favorite story of all time, and just to have Sister Mercy drawn by James O'Barr would be a dream come true.
Absolutely. Heroinberg, thank you. He's going to send your info over to the Pop XP folks tonight. That's Billy Tucci and friends
Thanks very much.
running their show there. So that's one introduction I won't have to make. And Heroinberg's like their wrench. So
Okay.
he doesn't go to their spam folder when he talks to them. they actually open his emails. Gosh, what else can we talk about here? Because I know that we said it's going to be into the story arc in 8 issues, but you know, even if she finds, you know, her abducted mother at the end of 8 issues, it's a big world with a lot of, you know, varied effects from this apocalypse. You know, maybe you may have a lush paradise somewhere that's run by fascists because they're keeping it lush. You may have, you know, the Arctic poles may have melted, and you know, Atlantis has risen, and who knows what else. It's a wide open field of possibilities.
Especially when you throw in the the variable of the voice of God that leads her, and it's up to the reader to pretty much interpret whether or not this is a manifestation of her schizophrenia or whether she's hearing the voice of God, much like Joan of Arc. And that also opens up some possibilities for within the world as well, which we see more so down the road. But there's some definitely it's not at least my hope is this is in no way predictable, right? It's just not a, you know, go in, kill the villain, and the story is done with a cool fight at the end or anything like that. It's like the story is very, very layered. There's a lot of things going on, and it hopefully gets more complex. My goal is that it gets more complex over time, although not too complex for the reader, obviously, right? And it's like I said, a lot of questions that I'm looking forward to writing the answers for. That's for sure.
And I didn't talk about that a whole lot this time around, but yeah, she does hear the voice of God, or we see the voice of God in her head, thought bubble kind of thing. So we don't know whether she's really hearing God. We don't know whether she's schizophrenic. We don't know if there's like an advanced technology sector somewhere that wants to run things and use her as a puppet, and they're just broadcasting thoughts into her head. It could be, it's an unknown factor, but if it's her hearing voices and she's operating on that, her instincts are top notch because they never lead her astray. They always help. So
that's right. And she draws a lot of strength from it, and she's a pretty fearless character, which is pretty crazy for the world that she lives in, right? But it's the strength of her character that keeps her going.
Yeah. And oh boy, yes. Seeing Sister Mercy's voice of God going up against the word of the law in Mega City 1 with Judge Dredd, another post-apocalyptic kind of world. That's what I love about indie comics is, like, you know, we can sit around and talk about, you know, Spider-Man and Superman all day long, and that's never going to happen because the lawyers got to get together. But when you start talking about indie comics, it's just 2 guys. It's just like, you know, hey, let's have a beer. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? Let's do it. Okay, it's done.
Well, I tried here about 2 years ago. I tried to get together about a half a dozen indie creators that all drew these bad girl type comics. Max Seville was one of them, and wanted to do a crossover with all of these characters together. Everybody does their own chapter of the story, right? But
Yeah.
it just got to be a little bit too complicated, I guess, and didn't really get off the ground. And you bring that many creators in, like they say, too many cooks spoil the broth,
Oh, sure.
right? So I think
You've got to have, yeah, you basically got to get the creator's permission and one writer.
you got it, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, let them know what the story is. It's not going to affect their continuity anyway. So they're basically
right.
just saying, yes, you can use my character, cut me in. And I guess, it's difficult, especially when they all have such unique worlds that they operate in. Like, the apocalypse of Sister Mercy is a totally different world than the modern day of Mary Machine Gun.
Found a way around that, actually, and that was I found a way around that, which actually opened us up to being able to use pretty much any character in existence. If somebody wanted to partake in it, as long as that indie character was out there, we could write her into the story. It didn't matter where she was, because of the trope that we were using would have made it too easy. But again, like I said, it was just who knows what's going to happen down the road. It's still something I'd love to come back to if things change, but it would be cool to see, that's for sure.
I'd love to see that happen. I'll help out with that any way I can.
Right on.
Corey, I just want to say thank you for bringing Sister Mercy to us tonight and showing it to our audience. Audience, I never ask you to like the video, because if you don't like me, I can't help it. And besides that, YouTube hides it now if you don't like me anyway, so it's worth it. But do please share the video. I will ask you that. Not for me, it's always for our guests. Get them in front of more eyeballs. Your circles are different from my circles, so get that ripple effect going so more people can see this and throw their money at it. I would very much appreciate that. And as always, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.
That's everyone.